Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my podcast. As you know, I am David Burnett, and on today's episode, we will be discussing the key formulas to the Grade 11 Physics University course. To start off with, we're going to do Unit 1, Forces in Motion. So we have the basic formula of V equals delta D over T. Then, for uniform acceleration, we have 5 formulas. The first one being A equals V2 minus V1 all over T. Second one, D equals V1T plus 1/2 AT squared. The third one, D equals V2T minus 1/2 AT squared. Then there is D equals V1 plus V2 over 2 multiplied by T. And then the fifth one is 2AD equals V2 minus V1 squared. Then we have the force of friction is equal to mu k times normal force. The net force is equal to the mass times the acceleration. And then the normal force is equal to mg. Second is unit 2, work, power, and energy. We have power equals work over time. And then we have that equals to the dot product of force times distance over time. Then we have the total energy over time. Then we have EP equals mgh. EK equals 1/2 mv squared. Q equals mc delta T. And delta T is equal to T2 minus T1. For the conservation of thermal energy, we have negative Q hot is equal to Q cold. So that means negative M of hot times C of the hot multiplied by the delta T of hot is equal to M of the cold times the C of the cold multiplied by delta T of the cold. Then we have efficiency. And efficiency is the E output divided by the energy input multiplied by 100%. For the next unit is electricity and electromagnetism. We start off with I equals Q over T. P equals VI. V equals IR. P is equal to I squared multiplied by R. P equals E over T. P equals V squared over R. And V equals E over Q. For transformers, we see that V1 over V2 is equal to N1 over N2. And V1 over V2 is also equal to I2 over I1. For electromagnetic field strength, M1 over M2 is the same as N1 over N2, which is the same as I1 over I2. And to calculate the cost of electricity, you do the rate times the electrical energy, which is kilowatts per hour. Lastly, for sound waves, we have F equals the number of cycles over time, and T equals time over number of cycles, and the frequency equals 1 over T. V equals frequency times lambda, which is wavelength, and V equals D over T. The speed of a sound wave is equal to 332 plus 0.6 times the temperature in degrees Celsius. We also have, for a closed air column, we have the first resonance layer is lambda over 4. The second resonance is 3 times lambda over 4. And the third resonance is 5 times lambda over 4. For open air columns, we have, for the first resonance layer, we have lambda over 2. The second resonance is just lambda. And the third resonance is 3 times lambda over 2. And lastly, for the last formula is beat frequency. And beat frequency is equal to the number of beats over time. Thank you for listening to today's podcast, and have a nice day.